Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are discussing comprehension.
What is comprehension? It is a complete understanding of any piece of writing, any kind of expression or phrase, either sentence or passage, an extract of a longer piece of writing, a composition, or a whole book. For better understanding of the text, first read the text carefully for general idea. Then read it second time for specific details. Focus on new vocabulary. Infer all the information. Give final reading to make sure you comprehend it fairly well. Questions. Whenever comprehension comes in our mind, questions are associated with that. What is it? It is a tool to test the comprehension skill. And the steps which we have to follow. First one, read every question carefully and understand it clearly. Turn to the part of the passage it is related to. Answer the question precisely. Use the same tense and voice as used in the question. And write your answer in complete sentences. Question types. We have already read that there are two question types, open-ended questions and close-ended questions. Let's revise them quickly. When we have open-ended questions beginning with what, we have to write object, idea, feeling, effect, suggestion, plan, situation, condition, action, reaction, etc. in the answer. When the question begins with which, we have to write an object, item, idea, event, incident, group of people in the answer. If it is starting with why, we have to write reason or cause in the answer. If it is beginning with when, then we have to write day, date, month, year, duration, season, or phase of life in the answer. If it is starting with where, we have to write place or enclosure in the answer. If it is beginning with who, whom, or whose, we have to write person or people in the answer. If it is beginning with how, we have to write way, method, process, solution, or technique in the answer. Second type of questions are close-ended questions, which we usually call yes or no questions, which are beginning with auxiliaries, for example, is, am, are, do, does, will, can, has, have, and their past forms. Let's read passage number 1. About 60 years ago, the question of choosing a profession was not taken up seriously. A son generally followed the trade of his father. But nowadays, one can take up a trade one likes. The students who make the right choice of profession are always successful. For the right choice of a profession, there should be some definite aim. The students who do not have any definite aim suffer a lot in the end, as they have a difficulty in finding employment. In choosing a profession, the teacher and parents play a very important part. The teacher keeps an eye on his pupils. He studies their habits so he can guide his pupils to the right path of life. Here are 7 questions in the activity. 6 are open-ended questions and 1 is closed-ended question. Now let's have a look at each and every question separately. Question number 1. What were the conditions about the choice of a profession 60 years ago? It begins with what? So the answer would be completed if we write the condition provided in the passage. Let's see what is there in the answer. About 60 years ago, the question of choosing a profession was not taken up seriously. Question number 2. Why did the people not choose the profession seriously? As we have why in the question, the reason or cause would make the answer perfect. The people did not choose the profession seriously because the son generally followed the trade of his father. Question number 3. Can a student of present times choose his profession freely? This is a close-ended question, so we require yes or no to begin with. We have already read that answer would be in full sentence, so the answer is yes, a student of present times can choose his profession freely and take up any trade he likes. Question number 4. What is the advantage of a right choice of a profession? The right choice of a profession always leads to a successful life. Let's see what is there in the question number 5. How can a student choose his profession rightly? So if the question begins with how, we have to write a way or a method or a technique. Let's see what is there. A student can choose his profession rightly by having some definite aim. Question number 6. What will be the difficulty of a student who is reading without a definite aim? It is also a direct question because the difficulty provided in the passage is required. So the answer is, a student who is reading without a definite aim will suffer a lot in the end. He may face difficulty in getting a job. Last question of this activity is question number 7. How can a teacher help his pupils in making a choice of a profession? Again, the question begins with how. So according to the formula, we have to write a way or a method or a technique that a teacher uses to help his pupils. But that is definitely provided in the passage. A teacher can help his pupils in making a choice of a profession by observing his habits and by leading him to the right path.